Yeah, you already know it's the Galactic One, Illinois. We back cracking spells. Shout out to all the Galactic Guardians, 720 degrees. Shout out to the whole you all, everybody living in the universal right order. Shout out to House of Consciousness, Connecticut chapter. This message being brought to you by K.O.R TV, Kingdom of Righteousness TV. Show is called Wake Up Sheeple. Y'all already know how I do. We about to jump right into the demonstration. Shade all the great prophets, ancestors, aiders, messiahs, messengers who came before, making the platform available so we could be here today giving you the message. Ashe. Jumping right into the demo, you know, Our Story Tuesday. So we're going to drop some nuggets. Dealing with this frequency of this God word, because a lot of times Christians will get offended when, you know, people like Clarence X and the nations and the gods of the earth, and people use the term God as describing themselves as a God, right? And I don't think people really understand the spells that we're under when it comes to these language and linguistics and phonetics and sound. I really don't think y'all get it. But we're going to talk about it, right? So, can man become God in the Bible? Not what people say on the streets. In the Bible, Christians. Can man become God? Or can man become a God, right? And, you know, because like I said, the God bodies, we use this term, peace, God, you know what I'm saying? And all that, God, cipher, divine, etc., right? We use this type of terminology and apply it to ourselves as gods, right? And we say we gods and stuff like that, right? And not only that, when you think of the phonetics of the word and where the spell is created from its origin, who made this word up, you know, that's the main thing, you know? Who made this fucking word up? Because obviously somebody was calling somebody this. You know, somebody was putting that label on somebody, right, for a reason. So in order to become a God, right, to prove that in the Bible that men can become gods, in 78 verses, it's been 72 times, or 78 times in 72 verses, something like that, that the man has become a God in the Bible. This is telling you that. If you go to Adam, when he ate that shit, he became a God. Goddamn Moses, God said, I made you like a God unto the Pharaoh and all that shit. He became a God. Jesus was telling the motherfucking Romans, this is the most famous one. Didn't I say ye are gods? Isn't it written in your laws that ye say ye are gods and the children of the Most High? You know what I'm saying? These were mortal men. So what happens is, in the Greek language, basically, Theo, because we got to go back to ancient times where, you know, where somebody was describing somebody as being some type of God figure, and where this word comes today, like God. So Theo was a Greek word, right? And it meant God's gift, from Theodoros, right? But it's coming from Theos, which means God. But in the Germanic languages, it meant like brave people. You know what I'm saying? A brave person. That's what God meant. So if you got somebody in your family and somebody comes and it's like 15 niggas and they come trying to beat up on you, and you got this one little nigga, he come out, he ready to fight all them niggas and all them back down and they run away and all that shit. Well, he moved like God on them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a brave nigga. You know what I'm saying? Or if you want to say, oh, you got somebody in your family that's just like super multi-talented and just y'all go to him for everything. He know all the math problems. He could fix anything. He play basketball good. He get all the girls. He got the gift. He got the gift, God's gift. So gifts, certain gifts that people had and qualifications, it was like you was a God. If you could fucking make that thing, oh my God, you're like a God. I never seen nobody make a house before. The Greeks was looking at in awe of these Egyptians, you know what I'm saying, these Commissions, like, damn, y'all niggas is the gods. Y'all niggas know what all this shit do. That's God. You feel what I'm saying? So it was like phenomenal to them. That's theos. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what they were saying. They was labeling motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? That's another spell coming from another frequency. Somebody putting that title, label, and brand upon people, just like the term black. Somebody gave you that. That's not what the fuck you is, and that's not who you really are. I don't identify you. Somebody's throwing that on you, just like the shit God. Somebody threw that on people, you know what I'm saying? Theos, this nigga Theos, you feel what I'm saying? Like, that's what was going on, you see what I'm saying? And so, a lot of times, like I said, it was a brave person or somebody with an ill gift. You know, so when we look at people today, a lot of us have gifts and a lot of us are brave people. You know what I'm saying? So it's not far-fetched to say that man can become a god. You know what I'm saying? Because whoever these gods was at the time in your Bible, because we're talking about this Bible stuff, these Yahwehs, because that's who you really follow if you follow that Bible and all that. But the Yahweh dude character and all of that, who's nobody but Enlil. You know, we know the story now. But, you know, to follow these gods and to think you can't rise up to become a god, as far as, like I said, in the Greeks' teachings, they taught that any mortal being that becomes a hero or, you know, do some heroine type of act, they go through a phase of a process of becoming a god by something called it's called theosis, apotheosis, apotheosis, apotheosis. Apotheosis, some shit like that, whatever it is. But it's they even labeled it like, oh, that nigga went through the transformation like a chamber and became a god because he learned how to do that gift. Like Moses, he was well taught in all of these things to where he became a fucking god because he was studying in Egypt. Where you think he learned how to do all that shit from? From going to Kemet. So a lot of times the Commissions were considered gods to the outsiders. You feel me? That they never seen this type of shit or heard of these type of mysteries and teachings and stuff like that. So it was, you know, mind blowing. It was gifts that these people had, you know, to other people, to foreigners, to outsiders. So it's not far fetched to say that today that ye are gods and that ye are children of the Most High, right? And so even if you go down to the ancient Hebrew language where they use the word yod, you know, where they say, you know, kind of God derives from that, trickled down from yod, you know what I'm saying, which means to help or to aid. So even if you're helping somebody or aiding somebody, that's kind of like you a god, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it is what it is. Somebody like, damn, I'm stranded, I need a ride, I'm fucked up out here. Somebody just pull up out the blue like, hey, you need a ride? You be like, then that's God. Like, you be thinking like mysteriously God, but no, the motherfucker in the car is actually really God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? And so it's not far-fetched, you know, that man can rise up to his status, to God. That's where they get the word Kodesh from. You know what I'm saying? When you get this term Christ, Christ comes from the ancient Kemetic word Kodesh, which means your spirit rising. You know what I'm saying? And so your spirit rising up to your Godhead, from your lower self to your higher self. You know what I'm saying? From immortal to immortal. You know what I mean? And so Kadesh, it relates to the term Christ. You feel what I'm saying? And so a lot of us are Christ-like, we say today. That's because our spirit has risen to the Godhead. We move around thinking and making choices and decisions, you know, for the universal right purposes. You know what I'm saying? We try to keep that balance. You know, so our choice making and our decisions is our God power. And when we use it from the extreme, supreme, highest plane of thinking, that would be considered you and your Godhead. You know what I'm saying? You ain't just thinking low, like, you know, savage survival shit. You know what I'm saying? So understand, this whole God word, I need y'all to get down to that. It does not mean some spooky man on a throne and all of that. It merely means you got a gift. It means that you brave, or it means that you help or you aid people. You know, that's kind of the origin, and it's a neuter now, so It's neutral to where it doesn't have no gender base. It's not like it's a male aspect or female aspect. This is why woman can be a god. This is why we can say the black woman is God. This is why that term can be thrown around like that, because she has the gift to give life. You see? She has the gift to give life. She's brave and very brave and courageous, you know, and she's helping and assisting humanity with this cycle going on. You feel me? So we cannot say that she is not a god, you know, because in the human totem pole and standing of things, she basically is at the top of the chain. The black woman, nine ether, you know, goddess in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times we get tricked and deceived by a lot of the spells, not knowing a lot of things. Even the oldest bones found on this planet were melanin dominant people. And what they did was they named it Lucy. It's funny that they named it Lucy, because Lucie really means bright light, white, bright light, really. It goes all the way back into meaning white, bright light, like whiteness. You know what I'm saying? Albino type shit. So when they found the black bones and they studied that with black, they gave it a fucking title of something that really meant white. Lucy. Another trick. But if you don't know spells and you don't tap into the origin of words and how this shit is even, you know, how they coming up with this shit, then you're not even gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna be under the spell and under assumption, oh, they found the oldest bones found named Lucy, but really Lucy means fucking albino and white. You see the game they play? So overstand it's been a big game, and it's been a big trick with us with the spelling of these words and things of that nature. But we're gonna tap back in and get into more in depth. My next one probably gonna be something like, you know, how many gods is in the fucking Bible? You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. But for the most part, overstand, man has the ability to use his Kodesh, Christ-like spirit, and rise up to become ye are gods. You feel me? It's been another Galactic Glorious Day. I travel in harmony. Peace.